And did we sort of jump the gun a little bit there, I think, before the end of the news? Very good morning to you. Welcome along to this morning's United Kingdom Talk, coming to you on United Kingdom Radio here in the Mirable Studios in Royal Berkshire, Bracknell actually. If you ever wanted to look at the map and see whereabouts I am now, I can't give you the exact... I know you'd like the exact address, but if I gave you that, there'd be hordes of people waiting outside for autographs and things like that. It's just too much. You know, I bet it was like that for, who are those two boys in Take That? Gary Barlow and Robbie Williams, who were on the Paul O'Grady show on Friday night. Did you see them two on there? Oh, two good friends who had not spoken for 15 years. And they've made up. I think that's wonderful, don't you? Is there anyone in your life, especially if you're sort of over the age of, shall we say 25? No, 30. Especially if you're over the age of 30. Is there anyone in your life who's been in your life who you had a row with perhaps a few months ago, perhaps a few years ago, perhaps a long time ago, and you'd really like to make it up with them, but you don't know how to? Is there anyone in your life like that? Can you just not... There's a couple in my life, I tell you that now. Absolutely, yeah. There's a couple of people, you know, that I've stopped talking to, or have I actually had probably a couple with rowing as well, you know, that I haven't spoken to for years. I'm afraid I'm one of those people that once the door is closed, it's very, very difficult to get it open again. Saying that, it takes an awful lot for me to close that door. I put up with this, that and the other, and eventually you think, no, that's enough. Close the door, and then that's it. But there's one or two people indeed in my life that I'd like perhaps to make up with. Is there anyone in your life like that? Do let us know. You can join in the show today live. Now, if you're with us live, have a quick look at your clock. If it's 11 minutes past 11 on the 12th, just think next month it'll be 11. How exciting is that? Well, I mean, it's only a time. I wonder what day that's on. Is that in my show? Let me have a look. 11. Oh, it's on a... Yes, it will be. Oh, how exciting. This show will be on at 11 in a month's time. I hope you'll be with us for that special show. I wonder if anything exciting will happen. Perhaps the entire world will explode at that time. Is that possible? Wayne says it's 11:06. Yeah, I know. Did I? No. I haven't said the time yet, dear. I haven't said the time yet. I'm just explaining that in a month's time it'll be 11. Yes. At the moment, it's about 7 minutes past 11. On October the 12th, a Tuesday. I'm looking to the left here because I can't see what's... On October the 12th, 2010. Now, if it's that time... once again, it's about 7 minutes past 11. On Tuesday, October the 12th, 2010. If it's that time where you are now, then you can join in live by Skype. Okay? Our Skype username is all one word, United Kingdom Radio. All one word, United Kingdom Radio on the Skype. We have a phone number as well. Local London number, 020 3287 1488. Okay, Skype username, all one word, United Kingdom Radio. Phone in number, 020 3287 1488. And whether you're live or perhaps watching a recording on the show, you can still join in. Still, by far, most people join in by email, although there hasn't been any emails this week. Is everyone all right? Have you died? Have you lost your fingers? What's wrong? Tell Uncle Chris. Tell Uncle Chris what's wrong with your sad, lonely, pathetic life. You can join in by email. My email address is chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Good morning to Alice, who says, where are you? You did say the time. Yes, I meant that in a month's time it will be 11, but not now. At the moment, it's 11:09 on 12:10:10. Is there too many numbers for this? Too many. You're getting confused, aren't you? Too many numbers for this time of the morning. I'm not very good with numbers either. I'm a bit dyslexic. Dyslexic with numbers. Alice says, "Morning, Wayne. He just does this to keep us on our toes." Oh, I know that. Wayne is all seeing and all listening and always likes to point out if there's something wrong, which I am grateful for. There's nothing wrong with a busybody, is there? Eh? Do you go around the world taking little notes and sending off letters of complaint or advice? You could sell off with this information, you know. Because I know a good job for you, Wayne. Mystery shopper. Oh, yes. You go in these shops and you purchase certain items and then you send back a full report to the company concerned. I think you'd be good at that job. I really do. A secret shopper. Mystery shopper it's called, isn't it? He says, "Am I like Mikey Holt?" No, you're not like Mikey Holt. Mikey Holt does nothing but moan. He always finds something to complain about. There is a difference here. You let me know if I've done something wrong. Whereas Mikey Holt likes to find something to complain about, usually the audio quality or something like that. I don't know what his problem is. The good news is Mikey Holt is not with us today. He is at college. Good. Trying to learn something. I bet he complains at college. "Excuse me, miss. Do you put your hand up at college? Or does it work differently like that?" Did I go to college? Yeah, for about 3 weeks. I didn't like it. It was far too boisterous for me, I'm afraid, college. I did sixth form at school. Complete and utter waste of time. I went to a very good school, I'll have you know. Thank you very much. The London Oratory School in Fulham in London. Very famous school. Don't sit there and say, "Oh, I've never heard of it." Very famous school indeed, that was. Wayne says, "Can I buy spandex?" Oh, don't start wearing that spandex stuff that the Keep Fit people used to wear in the mornings. Do they still have Keep Fit in the mornings on breakfast television? Or did they give all that up? I think that's why everyone's become fat. Because there's no Keep Fit on the telly in the morning. What's all that about? Eh? Let me just sort something. Shawn... Good morning, Shawn says 11/11/11 isn't in a month. It's in 25 months. Oh my God, you're right. How stupid am I? Oh my, I've made a mistake. Okay, I'm sorry. You're quite right. Well done, Shawn, for pointing that out. You see, I knew that already. I just wondered who would spot that first. I don't make mistakes. You know, ever. Maybe one or two small mistakes. I think getting married was possibly one of my mistakes. But apart from that, I was telling the people in the pub last night about girlfriend. If we're talking about girlfriends and that, this is across the microphone because I do a karaoke night on Monday nights at Belushi's in Hammersmith. All are welcome if you want to come down, okay? Belushi's Hammersmith karaoke every Monday night from 9 o'clock, unless there's football, in which case we start straight after the football. And in between the songs, we have a little bit of a chat if there's a gap. And I was talking about your first girlfriend. Do you remember your first girlfriend? I remember mine. Yes, I had a girlfriend. I'll come back onto that later, shall I? Yes. But this girl come up, she says, "What do you mean? She's talking like, "What do you mean you had a girlfriend?" She's like, "What do you mean you had a girlfriend?" I said, "Yeah, I had a girlfriend." She said, "Oh, we thought you were gay." I said, "Yeah, now?" She said, "Well, how did you have a girlfriend?" I said, "Well, you got to try everything once or twice, dear. I even tried getting married once." That might have been a mistake. Might have been a mistake. But what about any mistakes in your sad, lonely, pathetic life? Have you ever had any? What were they? Let us know. We got email address, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk or Skype, or one word, United Kingdom Radio, or phone number 020-3287-1488. Okay, some more messages coming in right now. Zach says, it might be 11/11/10 in a month's time. Well, you missed 10/10/10, 10/10/10 the other day. Yes, I wasn't on, was I? Wasn't my day to be here, I'm afraid. It was Sunday. It was. He says, well, at the start of my pathetic life, I woke up and got out of bed to turn off my alarm clock and went back to bed. Oh, come on, Zach. You can't be doing that. Zach, by the way, is in New South Wales in Australia, where I shall be in Sydney next year around about... when do I get there? Hang on, I did write that down because I was trying to do some more booking internal flight to Norfolk Island. Now, where is that? I'll tell you when I'm going to be there. Zach, where am I going to be in Australia? Oh, so many bits of paper everywhere. I don't know. What are they all for, these bits of paper? Just a minute. I think it's the 15th. I'm sure I leave on the... Or is it the 15th? I don't know. Oh, just a minute. How exciting. A phone call this early in the day. Good morning.
Good morning, Christopher.
Now, there's an accent I know.
You know who it is, don't you? Come on.
Oh. Yes, I do. Speak a bit more.
What can I say? Well, I've got a friend who is in the police.
Ah, good morning, Deck. Hello,
How you
Deck.
doing?
Good evening, Deck. It's a long time since we spoke to you. I thought you were dead.
I've been a bit busy at the moment, busy.
I know. You got how many children you got now? You're knocking them out left, right, and centre. You are, aren't you?
I've got 2, and the third one on the way in 4 weeks.
Oh, how wonderful! Is your girlfriend?
Yeah.
Is it your girlfriend or wife? I can't remember.
Wife.
Your wife, but she must be very pleased. 3 of them now. You see,
Yeah,
you're not.
3 girls.
I'm afraid you won't get on Jeremy Kyle though. No, because if you want to get on there, you've got to have 3 different mothers as well.
Well, I think I'll try that one day. I think I'll have a go at that.
Do you ever watch that? Jeremy Kyle. He was on there this morning, and there was this young lad. He weren't very old, and there were three girls on there, and I think I think he'd been with all of them, to be honest. It was, and they're all screaming at each other. I love it.
No, I've not saw Jeremy Kyle today. I've not watched him yet, but I might watch him on replay back later on this afternoon.
Oh, have a look. Have a look. There's this lad sitting there in the middle of these 3 girls. But the one he was sitting with, he did look like he did actually love this one. They were screaming at each other. Oh, I love it every morning. Every morning.
Definitely have a look at that this afternoon then.
Did you see the Jeremy Kyle, the other, by the way, boys and girls, Jeremy Kyle is a TV show here in the UK on every morning. It's a little bit like Jerry Springer, maybe not as violent as Jerry Springer, but a little bit like that, and they tell you about their lives and what they've been getting up to, and the naughtiness that goes on and on. And
it's full of gadgets.
yeah. And last week, someone actually threw an envelope at Jeremy because he is blooming rude sometimes.
Oh, yes, dude, when he speaks to them like crap sometimes.
I'm surprised that none of these blokes have ever got off the chair and walloped him one. I mean, it's always surprised me, that has. Why he's never been...
Personally, if I was sitting on the chair and he was speaking to me like that, I'd be like, oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, because he's so rude. And... I think it was last week or the week before, someone threw an envelope and it hit him on the head.
I believe he got banned from doing his radio show.
Who did? Jeremy?
Yeah, he got banned as well from doing his radio show on a big radio station a few years ago.
What station was that on then?
He was on Capital FM.
Capital FM?
Yeah, he was on a Sunday night from 10 till 1 in the morning on a Sunday night. And after I listened to it one night, oh, it was rude.
Is that doing music or chat?
No, he was doing music. He was doing chat and just I think a bit of music. I'm not too sure. I only listened to it once, and that was all I heard of it because it got kicked off the airways. It meant to be.
Oh right, okay. Oh, I didn't know he was doing a show on there.
Yeah, that was about 2 years ago. That was about 2 years ago he did that. And, he got kicked off.
I'm surprised he done a show on there because it would be heavily music based there. But I've known a couple of people who work at Capital, and within a very short space of time, it's all very well to say, oh yeah, I work at Capital Radio, but they were very disillusioned because people kept telling them to shut up and play the music and all this business. You've heard
what's happened to Capital, haven't you?
Well, that's why I've not applied to an FM station or anything like that to do a job like that. I just don't think I'd like it. You know, you get some of these stations. There's a little red light that comes on for 20 seconds, and you can talk for that 20 seconds, and then you have to shut up and play it. I mean, I just wouldn't survive, would I? How can I keep it
You can't
in?
keep quiet for 2 seconds, Chris.
How can I keep it all in, Dick? God's sake.
You couldn't keep it in.
Oh, stop it. Don't start This is a family programme, Dick, if you don't mind. We'll have less of that filthy talk of yours. You do disgust me sometimes.
To me?
Eh? How old are your three now, then?
Katie's 5, Millie's 13 months, she's nearly 1, and Rosie, well, she'll be born in 4 weeks.
Oh, wow. Some more. You love it, don't you? You love it being dad.
But I've just got my letter confirmed that I'm getting the chop.
Oh, no. You're not, are you?
Yeah, I'm getting the chop.
Oh, I couldn't be having any of that. Oh, it's just making my eyes water now. It's either that or I've obviously brushed my iron after tickling the cat. She was moaning this morning. Well, when I brush her, you know where you're supposed to brush a cat and you get all the fur out. Now, she likes it if I brush her just straight along the middle of her back, right? So that gets fur out. But you have to do the sides as well because there's fur there as well, and she don't like that. So what I've learned to do is now pick her up very, very slightly off the ground by her neck. And then she can't, and then she don't move, but she does meow quite a lot while I'm doing that. But it's for her benefits.
Oh, I'm getting a puppy, hopefully in a few months.
Oh, what are you getting?
I'm getting it's a Cocker Spaniel.
Oh yes, my mum had. What did my mum had? A King Charles Spaniel, very very similar. My sister's got a Cocker Spaniel. Oh no, she hasn't. No, it's a Springer Spaniel. But they're all very similar, aren't they?
Yeah, well, this one, my friend next door just had puppies, so he's got 3 puppies, so we're having the baby one.
Oh, that's nice. The trouble is, it's the training you have to do. I can't be doing all that poo-poo in the house.
Well, the thing is, I live in the middle of nowhere. I'm in the middle of the countryside, so it's a good thing. I'll be able to get it trained outside and take it outside. And like my next door neighbour, he does a lot of shooting with the dogs as well and that.
He does what?
He does shooting as well. He does shooting like rabbits and that stuff like that.
I thought you said he does shooting of the dogs.
No.
Oh, it's that heavy accent. You know, it was difficult to understand Doctor Who when it was David Tennant, that heavy Scottish accent of his. Did you see him on Paul O'Grady, Doctor Who?
No, I never saw Paul O'Grady.
Oh, okay. David Tennant was on there this week. Yeah, it was quite good. Paul O'Grady, I have to tell you, I used to go and see him when he worked. He was just a pub act, you know, like someone who performs in pubs and that. I used to go and see him 20 years ago at a place in Wimbledon called the Dog and Fox, and he was Lily Savage. Well,
I've got to say Paul O'Grady is absolutely awesome.
Yeah, he's really good. Well, he's funny. See, I remember going to see him every week in pub in this particular place. It wasn't on every week, but a sort of every 4 weeks or so at a place called the Dog and Fox in Wimbledon, which was quite good in there. You know, you had the act on, like the pub act, and then the disco and all that business. And he was really funny then. And he used to do this act with a dog, and it was a glove puppet. And I can't remember for the life of me what the song was now. Lily Savage and this like dog glove puppet. Yeah, my sister's just got my nephew and his girlfriend have just got a dog.
Cool.
Yeah, a little tiny little puppy Rottweiler. Yes, and he's got a great name for this dog, a really good name, Bison. Bison. Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
That's a nice name.
I think that's a brilliant name for a dog, Bison.
Well, we're calling ours Molly.
Molly? How do you know it's a girl yet? Have you checked?
It's a girl. Yep, it's a girl. Yep, it's a female.
Oh, well, at least it won't be trying to hump your leg all the time.
I'll tell you about my own dog.
Isn't that awful when they start doing that?
Usually you walk into my living room and my dog's got he's got a rabbit and he's usually giving it Nancy to the rabbit 10 times a day. I'm actually going to record that on the phone. On my iPhone and put it on a Twit video one day for a laugh.
Put it on the YouTube thing. You can get 10 minutes on there. Well, my nephew and his girlfriend. They've already got 2 cats who have been there for, I suppose, 6 to 9 months. So I was a bit worried about that, you know, because the cats do not like another animal moving in. They
Well,
just
it's like my dog, when he comes to my house, he does not like my children.
Oh, really?
I've got like a Westie, like my mother's got a Westie, and he does not like babies.
Oh, that's a bit of a problem, isn't it?
No, when like Millie goes over, because Millie's crawling on him, she goes over to me like growl and show his teeth at her.
Right, okay.
So you've got to keep him away from her.
Well, I mean, they moved the dog in there. One of the cats kept away, but the other cat immediately took to the dog and started following him around everywhere.
Well, that's what I don't understand, is because when, like, my daughter Katie, she's 5 now, he's okay with her, he's okay when they're older, but see when they're like babies, he hates them.
Isn't that strange?
It's weird.
Well, I mean, of course...
I think it's because he's a full, he's a pedigree, like a terrier, and he's just like,
Yeah.
just this crazy, you know what I mean?
Well, can you imagine it now? Of course, so the dog and the little bison, the little Rottweiler, and the cat have kind of taken off together, so to speak. Can you imagine when that bison is it's a fully grown dog, Rottweiler? Can you imagine what would happen if another dog had a go at his cat?
Oh, you'd probably tear its head off.
Rip it to bits.
it's quite amazing. It's quite amazing when it comes to dogs. It's like, man, he's 2 dogs. She had she had 2 dogs. She bought one. She had a pedigree full lab dog, Buster, and she had Kerry. And she bought Kerry. She was a cocker spaniel, and she bought her from Kirriemuir in Scotland. They 2 grew up together and died together.
Oh wow.
Buster, he died like a few years ago with cancer, and Kerry, she died a year after him with a broken heart.
Oh.
Because the 2 of them were always constantly together.
Yeah.
They looked after each other, they followed each other about in the house and that, and when you took them out, the 2 were always together. It was quite sad the way Buster died and the way Kerry died as well, because Kerry, she was basically, the doctor says she's got a broken heart.
Well, that's, you know, when animals or people are really close, it's like my mum and dad, you know, when one dies, the other shortly follows afterwards. And I think that's one of the disadvantages of being with someone that you're totally with, if you see what I mean. Which means, of course, I shall go on forever and ever, because there's no one in my sad, lonely, pathetic life. There's no one, Dick. No one.
Oh, you've got me, Chris.
So I'm going to go on forever and ever, and I'm going to talk for every last second that I am alive.
Well, why not? Because you do a good job anyway.
Thank you very much, Dick. Nice to talk to you, sir.
Same to you, mate.
Lovely to talk to you. Thanks for calling in. Bye-bye, Dick.
Bye-bye.
There we are, Dick up in Scotland there, boys and girls. Some messages coming in at the moment. Gavin says his mum watches Jeremy Kyle every morning. Oh, it is. I mean, it's an awful programme. Awful people. I find it difficult to realise, to understand how some of these people on there actually exist. But it is, I mean, it is trash television. It really is trash television. Alice Lack says, did you go to the London Oratory? Were you just there to run the tuck shop or empty the bins? How dare you? Excuse me very much, I did all right at school. I wasn't very academic, to be honest. I only ended up with 2 O-levels. Now, the young people watching this programme are now wondering what O-levels are. They're like a proper version of GCSEs. You know, I mean, GCSEs, nothing really. O-levels, I've got English and physics. Thank you very much. Good morning to Leon Corrigan, our very own young farmer. Yes, he's a farmer, does all cattle farming. He was telling me on the Skype the other day that he actually has to put one of those long gloves up his arms and puts his hand right up cows' bottoms to do things to them. I dread to think. Oh, my God, the mess. I feel ill. Leon says you're wearing a very nice shirt this morning. Yes, boys and girls, I've got a blue... a rather blue, very nice, like a royal blue colour shirt on this morning. Thank you. I actually have these shirts that are now about 5 years old, and I constantly rotate them. If you ever want to watch the show, as well as listen, then just go to United, if we're on live, go to unitedkingdomradio.co.uk and click the watch button. Or indeed, boys and girls, if you ever listen to the show and you're thinking, oh, I'd like to see what was going on, then you can watch it in actually much better quality than it is live. I can't get the quality on the live. But if you ever want to watch a recording of the show, just go to United Kingdom Talk. unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk, and they're all on there going back years, okay? unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Leon says, do you pay Shoutcast monthly? That's the company that sends out the radio to you, the listener. Yes, I do. About two. I think it's actually not very expensive. It's about £2 a month. With the presenter streams, it all works out to about £4.50 a month, which is fine. Leon says, my pathetic life, wake up, Terry Turner rings, then have breakfast. Is that every morning, Leon? He likes a good old chat on the phone, does our Terry Turner, doesn't we? Terry Turner, incidentally, is here on unitedkingdomradio.co.uk every Friday night with Travis Mitchell at 8 o'clock UK time. Talking of Travis Mitchell, dropped his iPad last week. God, I've got a feeling Travis Mitchell has very rich parents, because some of the stuff he gets, and is he 15 or 16? Where's all this cash coming from Travis for all your bits and pieces? He's got an iPad at 15. There's people my age, you know, who would love an iPad and haven't got one. Oh, by the way, I don't know if I dare to tell you this. I never know who's watching or listening. One of the managers who I've worked for has now got an iPad. Yeah. And you should have. It was quite funny, really. He was walking round the pub with it the other day, you know, tucked under his arm, with this pair of glasses on, trying to look all studious. And every now and again, he'd get the iPad out, take some notes, and then put it away again. You know, to make the point so that everyone could see he has an iPad. I hope you're not like that, Travis. You keep that iPad locked away and look after your things. I didn't mistreat my things when I was a young boy. Terrible. Dropped his iPad. How did you manage that? Well, it's a good job. Mind you, one of the advantages of an iPad over an iPhone is that you can't drop it down the toilet because it's too big. It would get caught in the mouth of the toilet, wouldn't it? Do be careful with your equipment, if you don't mind. Good morning to Shawn Reed. Good morning, Shawn. Who's in... Ooh, I don't know where you are. Somewhere in the United States. SMYRNA. I'm not quite sure you say that. Good morning, Shawn. Who says 13 months to 11/11/11. Yeah, you're right. I was completely wrong at the beginning of the show. He says, damn it. Well, I need sleep. It's only 6 a.m. here in the States. So I am your breakfast show. Come on. Yeah, let's have some more. I'll wake you up so much better than those sad, tired old FM stations that employ men, a boy and a girl who laugh incessantly. Don't you hate that on breakfast shows? They have a boy and a girl constantly laughing, and it's so false. There's nothing to laugh about. There's nothing to laugh about at all. Okay, I am not going to chuckle my way through the show, but I will tell you, Shawn, don't be so blooming lazy. If you're that much of a dedicated listener, you will in future be up at 10 to 6 in the morning to join us for the show on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Thank you very much. And I'll let you have a little bit of a lie-in on Saturdays when we're on at 3 o'clock UK time, all right? Gavin is watching the show. He says he likes the picture behind me. Which one? I've got lots of pictures behind me. I've just realised my little sign is a bit crooked, isn't it? 1 minute, there we are. Behind me, those of you listening, I've got a clock and a Union Jack and some postcards that people send in. If you send anything in, like a postcard or something like that I can pin to the wall, I will put that up behind me, okay? There is a postal address, which I shall give you in a second. Go and grab a pen and a paper. Zach says... Are you going to Australia in January? Yes. He said, I could be wrong, but I'm surprised you forgot. You've only spoken about it every other time I've been listening. Well, I'm excited to be going back to Norfolk Island, if you don't mind me saying so. I love it. I've just got to book the internal flights, you see. I'm booking the internal flight in Australia from Sydney to Norfolk Island and back again. I've been in contact with my cousin Vince, who runs the police on the island. Oh, yes, he's ever so high up there. very high up. I'll probably do a little bit on the community radio station in there. It's just work, work, work. We love it. Zach says, oi, David Tennant was awesome. Yes, he was. He was Scottish, and I was only, of course, joking about not being unable to understand him. I think, actually, he kind of hid his Scottish accent. And I don't know why he did that while he was doing while he was Doctor Who. He did kind of, you know, cover over that Scottish accent, which I think is a shame because I do like regional accents, don't you? In particular, I've got a bit of a soft spot for men who talk with a Liverpool. I love the Liverpool accent. Never been out with anyone who's got a Liverpool accent. Please feel free, if you've got a Liverpool accent, to ring me anytime, day or night. Although preferably not at the same times as my stalker used to ring all the time. I did have a stalker up to last week, and then I changed all the phone numbers and it doesn't happen anymore. Good morning to Gary Davidson. Good morning, Gary, who's in the UK, who says, hi, Chris. Can you give me any advice as to what to do with my strawberry plants in the winter? They are in hanging baskets. Now, no, I can't actually. But what I can tell you is say that I've got tomato plants in the garden which are not in hanging baskets. They're kind of in pots on the ground, and they seem to survive the. Well, they do survive the winter because, of course, this year everything was covered in snow for weeks, wasn't it? Do you remember that back in January? It seems so long ago now, doesn't it? But strawberries will last through the winter. I don't think you've got to do anything with them at all. Okay. I don't know if it's any different in a basket though, because of course, you know, no, it must be the same as what's in pots, mustn't it? I think you're fine. The strawberries will survive the entire winter. All right, Gary. There we are. I can only tell you from my experience. If they all drop down dead, don't complain to me. Because I'm not quite sure, but they should be all right. And good morning to Terry Turner, who does the show here, 8 o'clock Friday nights, UK time. Good morning, Mr. Reardon and friends. Did you know it's National Coming Out Day? Well, where are we going? Are we going on a trip then or something? What does he say? Do we really need a day to say that we like... Pardon? I can't read this. This is filthy. Just a minute. Just seems strange to me. We don't have a day to say, oh, Mum and Dad, I'm straight. Now, maybe we should have one of those as well. I quite like the idea of that. Mum, Mum, can you sit down? I've got something to tell you. Yes? I'm straight. I think most mothers would be very upset at that, knowing that their gorgeous, loving son was going to leave them for a woman. I think that would be a problem. I think a lot of mothers would be very upset if they were sat down in the living room and told, Mum, I'm really sorry, I don't want to let you down, but I'm straight. I think that would be a very upsetting thing for them. Maybe we shouldn't have a coming out day, a straight coming out day, or a day that, or whatever. He says, you may be interested to know that the Jeremy Kyle show is going stateside very soon. Jeremy is also doing Talk Sport. He's a busy old thing, isn't he, Jeremy Kyle? Has he got a family? I wonder what he's like at home. I wonder if he practices the show at home with his family. Do you reckon? I don't know. Possibly. Some more messages coming in here. Wayne says... was that the birthday candle going off again? No, that chiming is the clock. I've got a clock behind me, a carriage clock. 1 minute, there it is there. There is a carriage clock behind me. Thank you very much. This is the birthday thing. Yes, I got this last week for the show's 5th anniversary birthday, and it's like this little musical thing, and you put a candle in the top, and I'm saving that. I shall recycle that for as many years as it will still work. Or I might borrow it to put on people's birthday cakes when I buy them birthday cakes. You know, why buy a new one? Why buy a new one? That's what I say. Let me see. Alice says some of us in the UK need sleep if we've been up all night. But the schedule says Suko is on. What now? The schedule does not say Suko is on now, surely. I can't believe that. No, it doesn't. She says, I, as a mother, was absolutely distraught when I found out both my boys were straight and we tried so hard to convince the youngest he was gay. I believe me, Alice, I feel for you. There can't be much worse a thing for a mother to find out that their son is straight. I mean, who are you going to go shopping with, girls? Come on, mothers all over the country want a gay boy to take them down those clothes shops and do their hair for them. But gay boys, they're not all good, you know. I know some gay boys that recently broke into someone's house. Shock horror. They did. They broke into someone's house because they were standing just outside the window, looking in the window, and they realised what a dump the place was. So they broke into the house, tidied it all up, polished everywhere, hoovered, and then left again before the people got back. It's true. You must be awfully distraught to have found out that all your children were straight. Now, it says Suko's on at 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. OK, Suko's not on this afternoon. I'm sorry. I will change the schedule for you. It's my fault. The buck stops with me usually, OK? Not always. If I think I can get out of it, I will do. Zach says, I feel like calling, but I have nothing to talk about. OK, Zach, give us a call if you want to, and I will instigate the conversation with you. Don't you worry about things. I will ask you questions. If you want to call in, Zach, because we haven't spoken to you before on the phone, have we? Eh? We haven't actually spoken to Zach before. Okie doke, boys and girls. Lots of messages coming in. I hope I'm keeping up with all those. Don't forget, if you're watching a recording or listening to the recording, you can still join in on the old email. My email address is chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Alrighty. Email here. Zach, do you want to call in, Zach? Or do you want me to call you? No, I'll tell you what. If you want to, call me and don't be afraid. I will put your mind at ease. What can we talk about? We can talk about... Why aren't you at school? But oh, of course, it's night time there. You can talk about your school, what you do at your school. What have we been talking? Have you had a girlfriend yet? You can talk to me all about her if you've had one yet. I don't know. What the weather's like at the moment in Australia. What it's like where you live. The hobbies you do. Anything you want. If you want to call in, don't worry. Do not be shy. Do not be afraid. Do not be afraid. That's a hymn, that is. Does anyone know that one? Do not be afraid. Da 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 da. I played that at my uncle's funeral. Yes, Uncle Malcolm's funeral. My aunt's getting on with it really. My lovely auntie Brenda. Oh, Leon Corrigan's calling in. Good morning, Leon.
Good morning, Mr. Reardon.
And good morning to Leon on sea. Leon is our farmer. He is how old are you?
18, Chris.
He is an 18-year-old farmer. Yes. Tell me about what time do you get up in the morning then?
This morning I was out at 6, Chris.
And did you do anything at 6?
I herded the cows down the road to another field.
Oh, I bet it was cold at that time, weren't it?
I didn't think it would have been so cold, Chris. I only put a t-shirt, a jacket on, pair of jeans, went out, and it was freezing.
Oh, really? Well, you got worse than that to come in January, my friend. That's the time when I'm in Australia, incidentally, in the hot weather. We're about 80 or 90 degrees. Come on.
You just got to rub it in, haven't you, Chris?
I like rubbing it in as much as I can, Leon Corrigan. I really do. Do you know, when... Had you... do you intend to stay as a farmer? Is this what you want to do?
I kind of like it, even though some people, when I tell them about the job, they don't like it. They think it's horrible what you got to do. But in every job, there's always aspects of what you've got to do, isn't there?
Yeah.
I like it. I think I like being outside, and that's what it's mostly being outside all the time, Chris.
Right. I mean, I've got to say, I prefer it outside. You know, I had a lovely outside job at when I was a British telecom engineer in a little van, out and about all the time. It is good. Is it your dad's farm? Is it?
Yeah.
And would you? How does that work then? Do you now always stay on that farm, or do you try and buy your own one, or what? How does that work?
Well, my dad's going to be retiring next couple of years, so the plan is for me to take over.
You'll take it over, will you? Okay.
Yeah.
Are you looking? Can you do everything? Presumably you've done all this as a young boy. Everything you've done it all, have you?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I started off quite young. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's quite hard because every day you've got to look after. We've got 320 acre.
Blimey.
So every day you've got to look after it.
Yeah. So what animals have you got on there?
At the moment we've got cows, we've got horses, and we've got sheep.
Do you milk the cows yourself or what? I mean, obviously machines.
Using for beef, Chris.
Eh?
Using for beef cattle.
So there's no milking, no?
Feed them up, let them have calves, and they go straight to market then and get sold off for meat.
Oh, okay. Well, fair enough. Oh,
It's pretty sad.
Do you ever get close to any of the animals?
Yeah, there was one of the mums had a calf about 4 weeks ago now, and she disowned it, and it fell in a ditch.
Yeah.
So I had to go over and get the calf out.
Oh, it fell in it. Oh, poor thing.
And this specific one was a little baby bull.
Yeah.
Picked it up. I was stroking it, trying to get it warm because it was wet where it fell into the ditch, and then we ended up taking it in and put it under the barn in some straw, and it wouldn't take, so we had to bottle feed it.
Okay.
And you do get attached, but when they go, sometimes you feel, oh, I can't let it's going to go, but then you feel like, well, it's only a cow, there's plenty more to make friends with outside.
Yeah, okay, I understand that.
I think you should come down, Chris, with Dave the Life of the farming.
Yeah, I was just going to say to you, give me a day in your life now. Okay, maybe you don't know exactly what's going to happen in a day. Tell me your day yesterday. What time you got up? Everything.
Yesterday I got up about 5:30, had a drink. Then I went moving some cattle with my dad in the trailer. Then I had to feed them because we've got quite a few cattle indoor now. We had to feed them. Had breakfast. Then cleaned them all out with the machines, which you got to scrape out, obviously, the bedding, what they've done. I went repairing some fencing. What else did I do today?
You haven't had breakfast yet?
I did. I just said I'd have breakfast.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
I had breakfast about 8 o'clock.
Is that a big old breakfast? I can't believe for one moment that you're sitting there having a bowl of Alpen.
No, instead sausage and egg.
Oh, lovely. That sounds good. Yes.
Then obviously there's fields to be, because we have to grow our own barley to feed the cattle. Went out ploughing the fields, seeding the fields up ready for the crop next year.
Yeah.
Is
it a machine that does that?
Yeah, it's a big tractor.
So you drive that up and down, do you?
Up and down. It's a pretty boring job, but then you listen to the radio and it keeps you going.
Do you take any podcasts out there with you, little bits and pieces? Do you?
I used to have the iPod Touch.
Right.
But I wanted the iPhone. I've not got it yet. I've just got the boring BlackBerry.
Okay.
But I have got actually an iPhone, but it's a bit faulty. Sometimes it'll work for a couple of days and it won't work for a day.
Oh.
And I didn't have the insurance on it, so I got stuffed.
Do you mean you don't get a signal or something? What's wrong with it?
No, it'll cut out and it won't come back on for about 5 minutes and it'll be perfect.
Did you ring them up about that?
Yeah, but my insurance has run out.
Oh, damn. Okay. Will you be able to get another upgrade at some point?
At some point, yeah, which I think it's around about March next year.
Oh, well, that's not too bad. I've got a Nokia at the moment, and I'm waiting for a free Apple. I'll be able to get an iPhone for nothing right at the beginning of January.
That seems good, Chris. What is it? The iPhone 4? I know there's been a bit of a technical problem with that one, hasn't there? With if you hold it, it's like where you get you lose your signal.
I've got a couple of people seem to say they've had a problem, and yet other people say they've had no problem at all. So I'm not quite sure what's going on there. I reckon that they've sorted it out now. So people,
I would have thought so. They sorted it out straight away. They found the problem.
Yeah, so people getting iPhones now will not have a problem. But I'm on Orange. I don't know if you what network are you on?
I'm on O2.
O2. Well, Orange and T-Mobile have now joined up, and they're starting to use each other's transmitters. So the coverage will be even. I mean, I was always happy with Orange everywhere, but certainly where my sister lives in Lincolnshire, she lives in a little village called Woodhall Spa. The signal there really isn't very good at all. And I'm thinking to myself that maybe now that they're using the other one, then it'll probably be a lot better now because they're using T-Mobile's and vice versa, you know.
Yeah, better signal wherever you go.
Yeah. Anyway, so you were telling me you're ploughing your ploughing your field and seeding for next year. Yeah, you were seeding, weren't you? Seeding.
Yeah.
Right.
Once you seed, then you go over. It's like a roller, and it rolls it all in.
Okay. So what time is this now?
I started about 10:30.
Okay.
I carried on ploughing up till about 2:30 in the afternoon.
Right.
I ploughed roughly about 40 acre.
Oh, that's a long time, isn't it, to be going up and down a hill?
Then I changed the attachment on the mid tractor and put this pillar drill in, which seeds it. Then I was out till about 6:30. Then I come in, had my tea, and then I think I sat on the evening talking to the good old friends, Mr. Terry Turner.
And so it's a fair old day you do, isn't it? It's a long day.
You can get the days like that, and today I've gone out this morning, done the job, and now I'm on here. So you can get breaks where there'll be nothing happening, but then that's all due to the weather.
It's a hard life, though, isn't it, farmer?
Yeah, because sometimes, like, in the winter, you've got to get all the cattle in. It's non-stop feeding, cleaning, watering.
Wow.
And that's non-stop all day. So it's quite hard in the winter.
Well, that's a real insight into farming and what have you. Do you have, how is it, like, financially wise at the moment? Are you lot all right up there, or what?
Seem to be, because we've just done all the cutting for, like, the hay, the straw, the barley, the oats. Yeah. And barley at the moment is like £120 a tonne.
Right.
And I think we was getting about 5 tonne to the acre.
Okay, and you sell that, and that's your money, is it?
Yeah, we sell half of it, and half of it then we make for the feed for the cow.
Well, that's absolutely fascinating, you telling me your day like that. Well, I'd like to continue that conversation at some point, but I'm going to let you go now because we're waiting for Australia to come through.
No worries.
All right, Leon, and we've only got
See you later, Chris.
10 minutes left. Yeah, thanks very much. I really found that fascinating. Have you got any pictures of your farm up anywhere? I'd like to see those.
I'll get a couple, Chris, and send them across to you.
Yeah, please do. Yeah. All right, thanks, Leon.
All right, Chris.
Nice to talk to you. Bye-bye now.
Ciao.
There we are. Leon there in, I'm not quite sure where he is. He's up north somewhere, isn't he? Sort of around Norwich or somewhere like that. Okay, now Zach wanted to talk to us. He's in Australia, in New South Wales, so we'll try and get him up on the line. I found that very interesting, didn't you? Chatting about someone's farm and that. Good morning to Zach in New South Wales. Good morning, Zach. You with us?
Yeah.
Hello, how are you? All right? Oh, you sound like you've got a bit of...
Can you hear me?
You sound like you've got a bit of a cough there, mate.
Yeah, just a bit.
What time is it there at the moment?
It's currently 9:50.
9:50 at night, yeah? Okay, so you're a little bit far behind me. I wonder, Zach, would you have any interest? How old are you?
18.
18. Have you got any interest at all in becoming a farmer or anything like that?
Not really. My brother does, but...
Your brother what? Your brother...
My brother does. Hello?
Go on, what'd you say? Sorry.
Sorry? My brother does, but I don't really that much.
Oh, your brother's a farmer. What, has he got his own farm or what?
No, you just we live on one.
Oh, okay. So, I mean, could you see yourself getting up at like 6:30 every morning and doing sort of 12 or 13-hour days?
Oh,
It's a bit too
not
much for you,
really.
isn't it?
oh,
What do you do?
yeah.
Are you working at the moment?
Not really. I'm at school still.
Okay. Is there anything that you're sort of working towards? What do you want to be, Zach?
I'm actually interested in becoming a teacher.
Teaching a specific subject or just generally?
And in primary school.
Oh, so the little ones, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would imagine they've got to be a lot easier. I think you get a lot more easier to handle the little ones than the teenagers, because after a certain age, don't they start chucking chairs and things at you?
Yeah, and they start giving you chicken and stuff. It's terrible.
So are you in your last year of school?
Sorry? Yeah.
Am I breaking up a little bit to you, am I?
No, you're not. No, you're not.
Oh, okay. So you're in your last year at school. Whereabouts are you in New South Wales?
I'm in a town called Orange.
Orange. Where is
It's up,
that?
it's up in the they call it the Central West. It's basically in the middle of New South Wales.
Okay, is that sort of in relation to Melbourne and Sydney? Is it like in between the two, or is it further down?
Oh, more or less.
It's where?
It's more or less in the middle, yeah.
In the middle there, yeah? And you're just coming into spring now, are you?
Yeah, we're in spring now.
Is the weather warming
We're
up?
gonna warm up. It's brilliant.
Do you do much football?
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Do you go outside and do much football or anything like that?
Yeah, we go out and play sports and stuff.
Wonderful. Well, Zach, there you go. I'm not so bad to talk to after all, am I?
No, not at all.
Now, never be shy of calling in. If you ever got anything to say about anything we talk about, never be shy to call in, all right?
No, of course not.
Nice to talk to you, mate. Love to your family, all right?
Yeah, you too.
Yeah, good luck, mate.
Thanks for calling.
Bye-bye, Zach. See ya.
All right, thanks.
There we are, young Zach on the line there.
Yeah.
In Orange, in New South Wales, Australia. Wonderful to be able to talk to these people all over the world. A couple of messages coming in. We're just coming up to 4 minutes to 12. I believe on the watch button, that's unitedkingdomradio.co.uk. On the watch button, after me at 12 o'clock, you should have the Lee Mills show. I'm assuming he's on after me. There's an extra show on tonight as well, boys and girls, at 8 o'clock UK time here on unitedkingdomradio.co.uk. That's Tuesday night. I always like to give the date and that in case anyone's listening or listening to a recording. Tuesday the 12th of October 2010 at 8 o'clock UK time tonight. You can listen to a new show, The Mouse Cast, hosted by Chris Speed. All about Disney and all that, okay? That's The Mouse Cast tonight at 8 o'clock UK time. We've got one more email to do today. I'll just about get this in. And it's from Vicky. Hello, Vicky. She says, hi, Chris. Your Saturday show last week was wonderful. The story of your first adventures in radio was great. It unfolded like a movie. That's what we do on this show. We tell stories. It's not just my stories, but yours as well. I'm always interested in hearing your stories. I love the idea that you got your dad to print up schedules and read the sports scores. Yeah. If you're wondering which show I'm talking about here and you want to listen to it again, or you missed it the first time round, go to unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk and you want the show that's dated Saturday the 2nd of October 2010. This is the show we're talking about here, okay? Because I was talking about how I got my dad involved in my little radio station that I had at home and got him to read the scores and print schedules to send to our neighbours and all that business. All right, unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk, Saturday the 2nd of April is the show you want. Vicky says, if you lived in the USA as a kid, You have loved a store called Radio Shack. I know Radio Shack. We had a similar thing here called Tandy's. That store is still around and they sell all sorts of electronics parts and supplies. I remember having to make something called a crystal radio. Yeah, I tried that as well. I couldn't get it to work. I couldn't get my crystal radio to work. She made it for a school project when I was in my 5th grade. There was no internet, no, of course there wasn't years ago, where we could get instructions or anything like that. So my dad took me to Radio Shack and we got a kit, and together we followed the instructions and made a little radio where I could just barely hear some stations. It was great fun to work on the project with him, definitely the highlight of 5th grade. Best wishes and thanks for a great story that brought back some fond memories, and that's from Vicky. Thank you very much, Vicky, for your message there, okay? Some final messages coming in on the Skype this morning. Are the Aussies ahead with their time? I don't know. Well, it's either ahead or behind. I think it's 10 or 11 hours, depending on what part of the country you are in. Gavin Best says he has the iPhone 3G. I don't have I'm very much looking forward to my free iPhone in December when it comes. And I think that's it for all the messages today. Let me have a look. Yes, Alice enjoyed the phone calls to you. Thank you very much, Alice. All right, boys and girls, that's it from me today. Don't forget, join in by email, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk, and your emails will come up in the next show because I haven't got an email waiting at the moment. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. I'll see you again live here on United Kingdom Radio on Thursday morning at 11 o'clock UK time. Bye bye now.